everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. I'm Bill Bush of drivingrangeheroes.com. You can find us at Range Heroes on all the social medias, except our video stuff. That's on Chris McEwen's YouTube page. Speaking of Chris McEwen, here he is, Chris McEwen, chrismcEwen.com, at Chris McEwen, right? And all your social medias?
Yep. Well,
Yep.
I guess technically I'm at Chris McEwen Golf on Facebook, but otherwise at Chris McEwen across the board.
Chris McEwen Golf is how people know you must be a serious golf guy. So yeah,
someone's got Chris McEwen and I can't get it from him. He doesn't even use it.
We should offer them used shaft poles in exchange for that name.
Right.
Oh, you don't play golf? Great. Take them.
We'll think it's something else then.
Yeah. Here's a bottle of Maker's Mark and set of KBS Tour 90 shaft poles, 2 to 9 iron. Be great. Anyway, welcome to the show. You're here to talk about golf or something, sometimes about it. Let's move on to today's. Well, you'll be watching this later in the week, but today the Genesis Genesis Invitational.
That's
we
right.
just talked about that. Genesis Invitational at Riviera Country Club out in the LA area. I don't know if it's actually in LA. Shame on me. But did you watch any of it? Did you catch any?
I watched some of it over Friday and Saturday. Today, I mostly had my head in Premiere Pro for most of it. I've got 2 video productions I'm working on, and so I've just been obsessed with that, trying to get that in a good place. So it was on a little bit in the background, but I wasn't watching.
Do I know both the video projects? Are they the 2 I know?
Yeah.
Here's my question. Let's go chronologically. There's 1 and 2. Which one came first, came second? Which one's your priority?
Well, they both. So I've given them equal time. Although one is, I got a head start on one, and one is a much more, I guess I won't call it easier edit because we did some stuff that was a little unique, but that one was already in a good place because I got probably about a 16-hour head start on that one. That being said, I only had on the second one, I have about 10 minutes of footage that I need to get down to about 2 minutes.
Got it.
So that one today, that was what I was doing the majority of the time today, is just kind of like, we're going to go into my nerdy production style, but I throw everything that I like on a timeline, and then I start to tweak and shorten or lengthen or move stuff around, and that's kind of what I did today. But the video 1 is actually it's very close to being draft presentable.
Oh my God.
Very close. Yeah, very close.
Well, I look forward to seeing both of them. Let's get back to the golf.
Right.
Sometimes we talk about golf.
Right.
So I have a lot of thoughts. We won't go too far because I don't think people care what I think too much. But one interesting story I have is a friend of mine actually has a friend of his who's a member out at Riviera, and the guy's from the area. Was never a big golf guy. He pretty successful career. Don't remember in what, did well for himself, but it was like, I need to, health-wise, I can't keep working so hard. I need to take more time for myself. Need to get out of Chicago. Went out to the LA area and said, you know what? I need to find a club to play tennis at. I'm a big tennis guy. I got to find somewhere to play tennis. Starts asking around. They're like, oh, there's this place called Riviera. They have a good tennis facility. Oh, okay. Joins Riviera to play tennis. And, he's like, oh, you guys have a golf course too. Great. And then, he's like, I play a little golf, but not much. And then while he was there, it sort of set in that, oh, this is one of the biggest deals in terms of, what's a good word for it? Panache in American golf.
Right.
So he got a little more serious about his golf. And then I don't know if you ever saw, I feel like it was like 2 years ago, maybe last year, where Mark Wahlberg's daily schedule came out, where he like wakes up, eats, all that.
Yeah, he's psycho. Yeah.
Well, in the golf world, the social media world ran with, he plays 18 holes in an hour and 45 minutes or whatever it was every day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, this guy who's like, oh, it turns out it's a golf club, tees off in the first tee time every day, every Tuesday or something like that with Mark
Wow.
Wahlberg. He goes, depend the way he plays, and he's not rude about it, but he's very direct and goes, hey, I play fast. And, now they obviously know each other, so he doesn't have to the spiel, but hey, I play fast. I'm not going to be rude about it, but I'm also just going to keep moving. I don't have much time, so don't be mad when I run ahead of you, basically.
Right.
So this guy says if him and Mark Wahlberg are playing together, a good day where they've played a lot of golf together is they tee off together on the second hole. After that, Wahlberg's off on his own. Usually, Wahlberg's already put separation in before even finishing the first hole. And so my question was, I mean, is he rude about it? Is it like, hey, at least let me hit into the green? And it's like, no, he just hits a shot. And it's like, I'm not even right over my ball, and he's already, picking his ball out of the hole.
Wow. Do we know what Wahlberg shoots on average with a pace like that? Do we have any idea?
No.
I never have heard. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's whatever the story needs it to be.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, back to the tournament.
Yeah.
I forgot going into it about, every year that there's always some video of a guy just going back and forth, across the green with all the bunkers and what seems like it's not too hard. The course beats him up, and it goes back to our distance report conversation about you could just build a golf course the right way and make it challenging. And I feel like Riviera is a good example of it. So I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's always fun to watch these guys just get beat up a little bit. I think Rory took a triple on the front nine today, and he was, it looked like he was going to kind of make a go and run away. And then that just killed him.
Yeah. Riviera is kind of Genesis Invitational is kind of the beginning of the golf season for me. I love Riviera. It's one of my favorite golf courses. I think it looks great. Like you said, they set it up so well for the pros to have to work a little bit. And it's a good one. I like it a lot. Who was the guy in the medium shirt that I saw in passing?
Me?
No, he was wearing like a shirt that was 2 sizes too small for him. Did you see that?
No, I was going to say
interviewed by someone.
Sounded like, me on a daily basis, but no, I didn't see that
shirt. I couldn't believe it, but yeah, he must have been a Genesis. Maybe he's the CEO or something.
CEO, yeah. I saw that where it's like the buttons were splitting here.
Yeah.
No wonder shirt or anything. That guy was just, hey, you know what? More power to him. If I'm that age and have that physique,
right,
I might have to rip through some shirts on national golf broadcasts. Let's talk about that. That's a great segue, and I didn't even mean to do that. The quality of the broadcast. Oh my God. So I don't feel like I'm a big get on my high horse about like golf world movements like this, but oh boy, this one's bad. So I'm big, like I get Tiger moves the needle, but like, man, there's other people out on the courses that drives me crazy. But at least I kind of get it. Tiger wasn't in contention. Did Tiger didn't even make the cut? No, he made the cut.
No, he made the cut. Yeah. But he ended up like 7 over or something for the tournament or something.
When I think he teed off at like 4:13 a.m. today, like he was out early. I hope somebody goes, they don't have sun up yet. That couldn't happen. Like, oh,
still gonna tee off in the dark, Bill.
Thanks. My bad. But old Max Homa / Hama, depending on who you are, and if you forget like me, he was playing real well today, and then kind of he slipped a little bit at the end. But he actually was playing great all weekend.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't cover him. They wouldn't put him on, which is funny because he's popular now. Yep. When a lot of people are following this guy.
Yep.
Nothing on TV. So I loved it that Shane Bacon was the guy, pushing him all week, and he's doing the hand drawings of the shots. He had put him on Twitter. Yeah. And then today it was all hole by hole coverage. And the best part about it was like the way he was playing validated it should have been covered, and they just didn't put him on TV.
Yeah.
And then I think they did on maybe the with a little more frequency in the back nine today, but that's probably because they're just running out of people on the course to cover otherwise.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed with that. And then the criticism was starting this week. Oh, we got rid of Peter Costas and McCord last year, right?
Yeah.
Because they wanted
They're going to freshen things up, right?
Freshen it up.
Right.
I actually was hopeful with this with Davis Love the third. Because he's charismatic and he's a little bit of like a Atlantic Coast kind of preppy boy, but not really for me, right? But it's also very cool. I like his whole surf thing. Apparently he's got a surf shop in the Sea Pines area. That's cool. There's a lot of things I do like about him, and I think I do think he's cool. So I was like, all right, I could see that. He's I want to say he's like early to mid 50s guy. He's been around. He's friends with a lot of these guys. It could be good. I love Bones when Bones got in, right?
Yeah. Oh, Bones is so good.
Bones is good.
He's
real
so good. Yeah.
But I saw this clip. I want to say it was from day one, maybe day two. And it reminded me of the Ball State Boom Goes the Dynamite kid.
Yeah.
They're like, man, they wanted to freshen things up, and DL3's fire. And it cuts to him. And guy's hitting a like 60-foot eagle putt or something. He goes, he's going for eagle. Or no, he goes, he's going for it. Waits, and it falls in. He goes, eagle. Eagle. And I'm like, oh man, I know it's early, but eagle. So between that, Dottie's good.
I do like Dottie, and I feel like there's a lot of people on Twitter that don't like Dottie, but I think for the most part she just kind of she describes what she sees straight up. I don't think she like makes excuses or anything else. She'll like, if it's a bad shot, it's a bad shot. Like, really? I mean, that's all you're asking for.
She used to be like on course, right? And for limited tournaments. Now she's out. She's like in a booth, right?
Is she? I thought she was still. Still walking around.
Either way, she's gotten elevated, and she's in a
maybe she's in a tower now.
Who's in? Wait, was that? Huh?
So maybe she's in a tower now.
Oh,
I don't know.
I thought I was talking over someone else's name that we were gonna have to dive into and complain about. But no, I was not. I never thought Dottie was bad, but I thought Dottie was a little like, I don't know, it was chip on her shoulder. I don't know. I didn't like it, but I got to tell you, what I've seen her on this year, I'm like, okay, she's gotten an elevated role, and I do think she's done a really good job with it, and she's embraced it and done well. But oh man, old DL3s needs to figure it out. Eagle. What?
It's early. I have issues with every broadcast. I'm glad. I don't know how you felt about Gary McCord, but Gary McCord cost me many hours of golf television, because he was unwatchable and unlistenable at times to me. His shtick got so old to me. I couldn't do it anymore. Peter Costas, I really liked. Thought he was good. But my God, McCord. Oh, nails on a chalkboard.
I genuinely thought you were going to say he cost you a lot of money on like golf gambling and stuff.
No.
That would have been more interesting.
No, because I mean, I would literally not watch golf if I knew Gary McCord was going to be on the broadcast. Wouldn't do it. It was so bad. I couldn't do it, man.
I mean, I hear you. I don't think he's that bad.
Oh my God.
Here's the problem with him. I thought he was good. And I thought him and Faraday were a good like 1-2 tandem in the over all the years.
Yeah.
But it's almost like when somebody gets a little confidence and starts feeling themselves a little bit, and then they push it too far. That was his MO, and you'd be like, if you just could have left it back at like 85%, I think you were fine. It's that extra 15 push where you're right. He's brutal. I love in the early Hawaii tournaments where they're busy focusing on what Smiley Kaufman and Jordan Spieth are doing in the ocean fishing. like I think McCord was good with that stuff
Uh-huh.
and talking about things like not happening on the course. I there is no one better, but I can see what you're saying. But I gotta tell you, he had he had his moments. That's what I'll
You
say.
know what? And you're probably right about that. So in his defense, it may have been a producer push, right? Like do
Hey,
more of that.
be the funny cool guy.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
totally, and
I
that
say
totally happens.
as I
Totally
say
happens.
every episode, be the wacky zany golf guy that
Yeah,
doesn't care about the establishment. Oh,
right,
okay. Thanks, producer.
right. Yeah.
We're probably gonna get just obliterated by the 10 viewers for why can't I think of that guy's name right? This is a concussions. What was that guy's name who died a few years ago or something like that? And he was the big producer that got all the credit for bringing the beauty of the Masters to TV, and he was with
I've
CBS forever.
no idea.
Oh God, I'm gonna get roasted by golf internet for this one. Oh well, yeah, but yeah,
Me too. Then you won't be alone because I don't, and I should know, as a broadcast radio nerd, I should probably know the producers of the Masters. But
I can't wait to get the like 11. No, you're the old man. You go to sleep. The 7 a.m. text from you tomorrow going, I googled it. It's this guy.
that's gonna happen.
But can you just overdub it into the video, please?
I'll drop it down like in the screen right here,
Yeah,
like
right.
little
Right.
asterisk, like ding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, probably was. Let's get off golf for a second and let our viewers stop watching. I want to go.
We can talk about our other favorite topic, which is JRiv.
Yeah, old,
Okay.
old Juan Riviera. So
Was he Juan Riviera at your house? Or was he
no,
different?
not this. No, exactly the opposite. That's kind of the point I'm making. Uh, so I think I talked about it. Yeah, I talked about it last show that he was borrowing some clubs to hit. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I know you happen to hit some of them too.
I did. I hit all of them.
Oh, hot shot over here. And anyway, so I bust his chops about bringing him back, and let's be honest, I don't care. Yeah, because I can't use all 1,000 golf clubs in
Right.
this snow.
Right.
So he texts me Friday or something. He's like, "Hey, I can bring your clubs back. I haven't really gotten to like mess around with all the shafts with the driver, et cetera, et cetera. But I can get it back to you like first thing tomorrow morning. I'll drop them off." I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool." I go, "If you want to spend more time with the driver, like hang on to it. The only thing I really care about are like 2 of the 5 irons you have for me, and even that, it's not that big of a deal." Whatever. He's like, "All right, cool. I'll drop them off." So my wife had to go pick up Girl Scout cookies because it's that time of year. Well, a lot of people already have them. We just got ours officially delivered on Saturday,
Okay.
and I'm home with the kids. I'm sitting on the couch watching God knows what, and I hear the knocking on my door. Like I'm on a corner lot, so driveway, side door. You come to my side door usually when you come to my house, and I look. Oh, it's our buddy JRiv, and I can see like here up. He's got a winter hat on, and like
Yeah.
not a heavy jacket, but a adequate jacket for driving and being outside. It's fine.
Okay.
So I go to the door. My 3-year-old son's got to come with, and he's all into it. Doesn't know how to process the information. Asking him why he has all these golf clubs. My 3-year-old does, and I don't even know if he stepped into the house. I can't even remember. And get the clubs. So don't talk long. But then I notice he's in like his jacket now is thinner. He's got his hat's a nice, cool Rockford Ice Hogs hat. Appreciate that. Then he's wearing shorts and like compression, like running tights,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like some with some pattern and design on it, and like a crew sock, which I imagine was to make sure he has full coverage from shoe because it's cold, and his
Yeah.
running shoes. And I literally just give him like one of these. Like, where are you going? And it's freezing out, so I'm thinking, where are you going? Oh, I'm going for a run. And I go, all right,
Yeah.
you're insane. And like, hey, good for him. I'm not. This isn't
He's
against.
marathon training, I think.
Oh, well, now that makes a
Yeah.
lot more sense. But like,
Yeah.
it was a bold look and I got a good laugh out of it. And but it was nice. I tried, I didn't give him too hard of a time. I wanted to, but it's hard when you see somebody who's like, oh yeah, I don't. You can be dressed like a clown. You're going to running to better your health. I'm like thinking, oh, I shouldn't have had those tacos last night, and I'm trying to just do as little as possible. So can't fault him for that. But it was it's an interesting surprise at the door that took me off guard.
Yeah, he's so he'll show up in that very similar. I've seen that outfit, but I've seen that outfit, believe it or not, on the golf course. The only difference is he's wearing basically a quarter zip and golf shoes. But I've seen him in that exact same. I think in Florida, I want to say he wore that. And we were doing a vlog, and I'm like, Josh, what are you doing? Like, I can't have you on camera looking like this. Like, what are you doing, man? But he ended up on camera anyway.
He's like, oh, it's cool. I got a polo on. Well, hey, Paige Brannick says he should be able to wear whatever he wants at the golf course.
Hey, yeah. Hey, man. Do you.
Anyway, good for you, Josh. You're in shape. We get it. All right.
Yeah, he was our so he and I and my brother did one of those like 8-mile obstacle course races.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is. And he was our rabbit. We called him our rabbit. In other words, we were just chasing him the whole way. Like he set the pace, and we were just trying to keep up with that dude for 8 miles. It was not easy.
The more I know him, I feel like he's an enigma of a human being. And I mean that in a good way. Like some people say that, you're like, I don't know about them.
Yeah.
Fascinates me how, like, really, literally, like how the factory that is his biology functions. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Great move to the ball too, as I mentioned. Great move to the ball.
He does have a good move to the ball.
Like
he put on a show at Club Champion on whatever day it was earlier this week. He was putting on a show.
If only he weighed like 70 pounds heavier. Think of the velocity he could get.
Yeah. Or if he was about 4 inches taller.
I don't know, man. Rory's like 4'10".
It's true.
It's a big thing. Here, we'll segue. God, another built-in segue. I'm giving an update on my golfing / wedge yips update.
Yeah.
So to that point, I talked to my guy Andy about.
That's your coach?
Yeah. It's the best. I love this guy. Don't tell him
That's
I said
awesome.
that. He won't watch this, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Shit, he's gonna watch it now. But he so we'll talk about the lesson stuff, and then we'll go into other random things. And he was talking about how he's still playing pretty good golf, and he's not as young as he used to be, but he said he lost 40 pounds in like the last year, and he goes,
wow,
just think about physics. I mean, he's already a skinny guy, right? I'm like, you could put on 100 and I'd still be like, oh, you're in really good shape. He's like, yeah, I lost 40 pounds, and I forgot. He told me, he gave me numbers, I don't remember, but he's like, I've lost a significant amount of distance and speed because I just don't have the mass behind the ball. And then he takes that back to, because I'm not a small guy, he takes it to explain it how like the more mass just having that mass behind the ball helps you with your speed, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
And so like, that's why I say, man, old Marathon Rivera over there can if he put on a few LBs, I think he would almost be able to hit it as far as me. I don't think he played hockey though.
No, he never played hockey.
Yeah. So therefore he'll never beat me. That's not true. I give myself like 3 more years. I'm going to be a hot mess. So it's fine. Anyway, let's go back to the golfing thing, because it is interesting. I'll be honest, I don't remember how deep I went into it last time, but this guy was saying some things. I'm going, oh yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm with you. And see, I think I talked about how like I was all defensive about the videos, and it's hard to take valid criticism. Well, so I got on, we had a video conference during the week. I talked to him more about it, and I told you, like, I literally don't know how to, a la Kevin Na, start the swing. So we talked about that and the sequencing, and that was real helpful. It's like, all right, we'll go get me some more videos. And I hit plenty of bad shots with my wedge at the dome. but
Okay.
it was just like a few little changes. And I mean, I still have some other like literally physical gear changes I have to make, equipment changes, loft fly, all that business.
Okay.
But just these few changes, when I miss different now. I'm hitting the center of the face more. It's just I used to have a real bad issue with tempo with the wedge, which is a horrible thing.
Okay.
But when I do these like 2, 3 things I was struggling with, tempo, I don't even have to think about it, just kind of comes naturally.
Yeah.
So I sent him these videos. He's like, I gotta tell you, it's significantly better. And I mean, you took a huge leap forward, so I'm feeling,
Oh, look at you. That's awesome.
I'm feeling like I'm about to turn pro and quit my job and have a whole new career as a professional golfer. Clearly, um, I mean, I still have to create like the real content for this, but as he said to me early on, he's like, you're part instructor, part psychologist.
Yeah.
And, I think he's dead on. And all I was looking for, like, I just need a few things to key in on to think while I'm playing. But he's like, no, you also have 2, 3 physical things you need to change. And even though I told him like two of these changes just feel super weird. One of them, I think it's just going to take time and watching my videos for me to be like, yep, I'm doing this. No, I'm not doing that, and just force it. But
Yeah.
even when they feel bad, it's fascinating how much better things are going.
That's
And
really interesting. And that's 2 weeks in,
2 weeks in
right?
now,
Wow.
I don't think it went on. He made the point. He goes, here's the thing. You were able to still make contact with the ball with your club and move it forward, even if it's bladed, hit fat.
Yeah.
He goes, you have no idea how many of the guys that come to me with the same problem can't even do that. He told me one story. He had a guy, they're sitting there at the range working on quote unquote the wedge yips. And the guy somehow, think about your left leg's your front leg, right? When you're addressing a
Yeah.
ball, if you're right handed.
Sure.
Let's just say the ball was in the middle of his stance somewhere. The way the guy hit the ball, went forward and hit that guy's calf on his left leg.
Oh
I
my
was telling
God.
that story to the
That's
guy.
awful. Oh.
Well, in your head it seems awful. I was telling
Yeah.
the guy I was at the Dome with yesterday this story,
Yeah.
and I go, I mean, think about that. So I literally tried to do it, and I
Yeah.
mean, I'm turning. You kind of open up with a wedge just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to like a 45-degree angle closed and like
Right.
tried to chop it back at my leg, and I still
Oh.
couldn't do it. So how that guy was doing it, beyond me. But one, hearing stuff like that's nice. Like, oh, I'm not as far gone as
You're
I
still
thought it
you're
could
still an
be.
athlete. You're still an athlete. That's basically what he was telling you. Like you can still you have hand-eye coordination, and so you've got a head start, right?
Right. And then, like 2 weeks in, I'm already like, here I've been putting all my wedge yip series together, thinking I'm making all this wild progress. And it's just I really got to grind through it. And this guy's like, no, I can get you almost fixed in 2 weeks. I mean, though I would tell
Yeah.
you I'm like 30, 40%. I gotta feel
Yeah.
I gotta feel like I can do it every time. Two, oh, you mean I gotta go hit the ball on grass still?
Yeah. So yeah,
But
that'll be the next checkup, so to speak.
I'm
It's coming
I'm
soon
telling you,
though. It was 45 degrees today. I
yeah,
got to the range. I got outside to the range. It was amazing.
that's still Matt's though. Don't lie to me.
It is still a match, but I will tell you this. If I hit the ball even 50% as well as I do off a mat this season, it's going to be a fun year. It'll be a very fun year. Very
That's
excited
good.
about it. I hit the ball really well today. Although, so I'm working on a couple different things. I think I posted something on Instagram about having, it's the time of year, just like you with your wedge yips, and you're learning how to do these things. Like it's the time of year for me where I have essentially 1,000 swing thoughts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you're just constantly like, okay, this and this and this. And so that's kind of where I am. And it'll be interesting to see once I get on the Golfin bus, what this guy does with me. Because I think I'm really excited for this because I'm very interested just to see what he thinks, what someone else thinks, it may be a she, what someone else thinks that my swing flaws are. Because to me, I do two things. I take the club too far inside, and I have a lazy left side. I can never get up on my left side consistently. But it'll be interesting to see what like an actual real. I've never had a lesson in my life. I kind of take pride in being self-taught, so I won't be able to say that anymore after this experience. But I'm very interested to see what comes of Golfin. Yeah, but speaking of the range session, we've been in the simulator for most of the winter, and you can hit. I feel like you can hit to a simulator and whatever, but seeing a ball flight again, which is just it's the best, Bill. Seeing a true, legitimate ball flight is the best thing in the world when you haven't been hitting forever. But it reminded me how great the Cleveland UHX irons are. Like truly just so God, those things are so fantastic.
What are you gonna
So
do
fantastic.
when Golfin fixes everything wrong with your swing and you get more speed, you hit it pure, you're gonna have to hit up Cleveland Strixon and be like, hey, I really liked your stuff.
I
I'm
will.
I'm good at golf now. Can I get some decent clubs?
Do you think if I
Now,
send
not
do you
how
think
I
if,
meant to say that. I heard it come out of my mouth. Can I get some better player clubs? That's what I meant.
right.
The clubs you mentioned are great clubs. We've had them come through. They're good. They're very
They,
good.
they really are. They're really good. And and they're also, I don't usually when I do review stuff, I don't know how you are, but when I do review stuff, I usually leave cost out of it, because everyone's budget is different and everyone values a dollar differently. But I will say dollar for dollar, the UHX Cleveland or the Cleveland UHX irons are just, the value there and the quality there is they're so great. I'm so impressed by them. I've had them. I got them last year, late in the year. They came out late in the year, so I didn't really get to give them a good run. But just hitting them again and seeing that ball flying out of them, it's just, man, some
So
great equipment.
what do you play again? UHX irons now. I know you have their putter.
Yeah, I do have their putter,
Are you
which I
playing
also
wedges?
love. I don't have their wedges. I have a very mixed bag of stuff. I've got a TaylorMade driver. I got an M3 driver with a TPT shaft, which I think we talked about at one
Not.
point or
I
another,
think
but
I think off camera we did.
right off the air, right.
Off the
So I've
air. Yeah.
I've got that. I've got an old. We've talked about my Nike 3 wood that I will never give up. You'll never get that thing out of my hands.
Oh,
That's my security blanket. I love my Nike 3 wood.
well, let me introduce you to a friend, the Tour Edge Exotics
Okay,
EX220 fairway wood.
okay.
Now, to be fair, last year was like the CBX 119 from Tour Edge is the best fairway wood to date I've ever hit. Right? I didn't think there was a chance. So my review for this came out, I think, by the time you're watching this, 2 Mondays ago. And
Okay.
I've said all this stuff in there, so it's not news if you've read it. But
We'll put the link
I,
in the description
yeah,
for those watching.
I should put the link down in this description. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the link, and then comment and tell me how much my review helped you. It's call to action in the business, guys.
That's right.
Um,
Uh,
but so this fairway wood, I'm not kidding you, man. I hit it. I hit it when I went to pick up. God, I feel like I've said this all. When I went to pick up the driver when it came out, and I'm like, wow, this thing's amazing. I think this thing kick out my 119, which I thought was going to
yeah.
be impossible. That 3 wood is awesome. And on paper, that one's supposed to be more like the pro grade, low spin, low launch. And the EXS stuff is supposed to be a little more player friendly, easier to hit.
Okay.
I would tell you that seems true, but high MOI and all that. And for those who don't know what MOI means, think of it essentially as forgiveness. I'm going to simplify it that way.
That's a good way to simplify it.
Just think of it meaning it's more forgiving, easier to hit.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm like, I get a right shaft in this thing. It's gonna be great. So I didn't take it home that night because they were going down to the PGA show and didn't have any to give me. But when I picked it up recently, did my work with it. Okay, fine. Well, I would say I don't know if it's better shaft for me because I think they do a pretty good job of Tour Edge does a pretty good job of having a good shaft lineup to fit your swing, but I think the wedge hip thing has shown I am weak mentally. Um, so I'm like, oh, these are the kinds of shafts I know and like, and it comes down to mental familiarity. I think so. I put something in.
Okay.
It's a little more me, and I took this thing out, and geez, man, if you get the right setup in one of these and still think your Nike 3 wood's never going anywhere, you're an idiot. I'm just telling you now.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
I'll let people read the review. I won't go on and on about text and stuff, but the Tour Edge, I'm not just saying this. It can be this guy. I can hit any 3 wood I want, okay? The EXS 220 fairway wood by Tour Edge is so good. So,
all right.
I'd let you hit mine, but I don't think you can handle this extra stiff. Blah blah.
So I have an idea for a show.
Okay.
So you're, and we'll see if it has any sort of success whatsoever. But you're a golf shaft kind of expert, at least in my world, you are, and I am a.
It's not saying much.
Well,
it's not
yeah,
saying much.
Right. It's a low bar. You're the tallest midget, but. So
little person, I didn't. That was your words, not mine.
It's a colloquialism. It's just a saying.
Whatever, your words, not mine. Okay.
Anyways, I have zero knowledge of golf shafts, so we should just do like a Q&A, like a 101 of golf shaft breakdown, and you can go through different styles, stiffness, brands, whatever it may be, and I'll just ask all the dumb questions. And we'll just do a show of that.
We can get Victor back on from VA Shafts, and
that'd be awesome too.
He can annihilate you. You can see how it feels.
I ask stupid questions for a living, Bill. Honest to God, like that's my whole bit. My whole livelihood is based on dumb, simplistic, uneducated questions.
That's a good point.
And I have no insecurities about asking an idiotic question.
Perfect. Well, that's good. That's you're like 1 out of a million in the golf world then.
Yeah.
Except there's the difference. You get plenty of dumb questions and people don't realize it, which is awesome. And I love people who might lean into that and have a good laugh at it. There's not enough that do, because it would make so much more entertainment.
The thing is, I'll ask a dumb question. I like to think I ask a really dumb question once, not twice. Like I can be taught. I'm willing to learn. So if I ask a dumb or a bad question twice, then we have a problem.
As you know, I got a box of sub 70 golf clubs this week. For those that don't know, they are a small-ish brand out of Sycamore, Illinois, home of the Sycamore Speedway, and my cousin-in-law, Eric Roush. And you'll learn more about that later. And their whole model, right, is online, straight to the consumer. They aren't in shops, so they can take the middleman out and make their clubs more affordable. Good quality stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So, like we do when we get new gear in for review, we post it on social media that something arrived. We tag the company, create a little buzz, move on our way. So this guy comments, and I don't know about you, nobody interacts on Facebook with us. On my old site, no one did. It's like the Facebook interaction is so minimal. You might get a post like every now and then, but no commenting, unless you're like, hey, we're doing a giveaway.
Right, of course. This is actually, that's why this is so Bill says that because this is what makes that interesting in the first place. That someone decided to comment on something you guys received.
Which it'll happen on Twitter. It'll happen on Instagram. It never does on Facebook.
Yeah, right.
So this guy posts, are you guys actually going to do a review of this? All I know about these guys is it's cheap and it's from an overseas manufacturer that makes clubs for multiple brands and they just stamp different names on it. And I'm like, all right, Golf Hardo, take it easy. And I go, what do you mean? Are we going to do? Oh, and he said, like, I never see anything about these clubs except on their own website. Well, being internet golf dork and somewhat in tune with other people like myself,
right?
Like, that's just not true. I know, I know about them from people like me,
Right.
So
100%.
So I reply, I'm like, well, yeah, we're going to do a review. And I mean, I'm not sure what you're talking about because I know there's plenty of reviews out there. All I can say about our review is it'll be how they felt to us, how they performed, and like what our experience was with them. It's not a perfect science.
Yeah.
And I go, as far as them being like another, oh, and he also mentioned that he sees they are the same, he sees the same exact irons for different companies sold for even half the price. Okay. So I go, as far as other people selling the same clubs for half the price, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know where that's not a thing. Although I have to ask, like, for a guy who says there's no information or no reviews on these clubs, he knows an awful lot about them.
Well, right. And so then I give him the old, like, well, he comes back and he goes, well, there's nothing on YouTube about them. And if you want links of people selling the same clubs, I'll send them to you. I just want to know why I should pay twice the price for these and not the other brands. Well, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Bill, you're not the defender of all club manufacturers in the world.
Yeah,
You're supposed to defend everyone all the time, right? Like,
that's my job.
wow.
I know everything about all of them.
Right.
And so then I'm like, listen, if you think somebody's selling them for half the price and they're just as good or whatever, go buy them from them.
Yep.
Like, and you clearly, like, my review clearly is not an indicator of what you want to do here. So don't know what to tell you. Well, then he replies back, never mind. I'll just buy some pings. They're, sub 70 is never going to last. And I'm like, well, it's interesting you're talking to me about sub 70 stuff. And then you might as well buy something half the price. That's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But now you've walked yourself into the ballpark of buying clubs that are 3 times more expensive.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, bro. Well, shortly thereafter, and this was a legendary move. I feel like I bordered without, which we'll get to why I don't have the evidence to fall back on. I think I did a good job with being like, I'm not going to play this game with you, but I'm also not going to just sit there and get in a big fight with you. Like,
right.
Is what it is. I'm dismissive.
Yeah.
One of the founders of Sub 70, an owner of the company and all that, replies to the guy, hey, so-and-so. I already forgot the guy's name. Hey, so-and-so. The troll's name, I know who the owner is.
Right.
He replies, hey, I'd be happy to have you out to Sycamore and do a fitting. You can hit anything you want. If that doesn't work for you, I'll send you demo clubs, like, 6 iron and 9 iron or something. I'll send you demos free of charge. Just let me know what you're looking at, what catches your eye. Build it up, send it out to you free of charge. No big deal.
Yeah.
Would love to at least, let you have the opportunity to see for yourself. And he goes, and if you have any questions or just want to talk about it further, here's my cell phone number. Call me or text me anytime. Like,
that's okay.
Move.
Yeah.
So the guy,
that is baller right there. Like,
as I find out from the guys, the sub 70 guys, the guy texts like immediately. And in short, was inquisitive and then apologetic, like,
as well he should have been.
Yeah. Hey, I probably took that a little too far. Should have done that. I didn't mean any disrespect. It was so many words. I don't know exactly what he said. I don't have the text. I just got to paraphrase, which is fine. And he's like, I'm going to go back and delete all the comments. So he went to Facebook and he deleted all of his comments that he made about it. And I go, wow, golf internet guy for the win. Thanks for all your great questions. I hope that was helpful.
I hope he comes back and gives his honest assessment of those irons.
Well, what I said to one of the sub 70 guys after that, I'm like, here's what's going to happen. He's going to come back, whether when we post the review up or something, he's going to comment about how awesome it is. He's been the biggest sub 70 fan of all time.
Right.
He's like, he wants everybody to know, like, all of a sudden his words, the validation.
Right.
Or everything's going to go great with his experience with him. because he's a troll, he's gonna, send it all back or whatever, and then just continue to trash it. And it's like gonna be so transparent how false it is.
Yeah.
But people are, it's gonna be comical. And I really hope somehow I see the conclusion of it and it comes my way. I don't think it will, but God, I'd love to know.
But
Love
good.
to know.
Hey, good on Sub 70 for stepping up.
Well,
Like,
not to get ahead of the work we're doing, but I think, yeah, it's fine. I think people will have not criticisms, judgments of them, sort of placing them in like the wrong bucket in the industry, which, okay, yeah, fine. This isn't, Mr. Mura's in Japan hand forging these the whole way through and then polishing
yeah.
each and every one, measuring them. Like, and they won't try to tell you it is,
Yeah.
but
Right.
like this stuff is that we have seen is good.
Yep.
And they're like the differentiator with them and other straight to consumer companies, I feel like, is they know they're in this interesting position and they have to create an added value that appeals to golf people that's more than just some affordable golf clubs. They're going to have to go this extra mile, and from my experience thus far, that's what they're the best at. And their equipment we've hit is good.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like they know how to play that game and add such a human element to it that you don't see in a lot of places. Take our positions and we review stuff and deal with these companies.
Yep.
Just as a consumer, I don't feel like you're seeing much of what they're offering. So
Not the common. I hate to say this, but not like the everyday golfer. Like look at Josh Rivera. Josh Rivera has no Twitter account. He has no idea that there's a distance debate at all. So, like, you know what I mean? Like these people that they have no idea all of this stuff that we sort of grind through every day and make a big deal out of. Like, they have no idea. What it comes down to is it good? Is it, will it help me play better? And how much does it cost?
yeah,
That's it. That's it. Sometimes it'll come down to who's playing it, right? We know that too. That's kind of a big deal. But otherwise, like, that's it. And if you're making something that's good and it's a good cost and it's a good price, like it's going to be fine.
Then the element of, does having it make me happy? Right.
Right.
I love like taking my new golf thing and just setting it next to my bed and looking at it while I fall asleep. Like it doesn't matter. I can't hit it. It's just the shiny new thing that I like and it makes me happy. Therefore it's good.
Right. Right. It's true.
I have one last thing to talk about.
All right.
One last thing. So I don't know, I don't know who watches who's in tune with what, but there's a new shoe from True Linkswear. The True Linkswear Eco Knit, right?
Fantastic.
They look good. They come in this.
Those are fantastic. Let me see the bottom of them. Show me the bottom. Yeah.
Tropical blue. And then they come in like a basic gray and black. And they had a shoe that I have two pairs of, I swear by, the True Linkswear TLO1. It's similar-ish looking shoe, but it's all leather. And they are so comfortable. I rarely wear them for golf because they're like my everyday wear around shoe. And one of my biggest complaints in spikeless golf shoes were like, oh, transition from off the course to on the course. Yeah, you're like, oh, it's drizzling in the parking lot, and you have these like rubber nubs all over the bottom of your feet and slide everywhere. Like, I've never seen a spikeless golf shoe that's really like this. Well, I shouldn't say I've never seen. There's very few that are like a seamless transition on and off the course. You can do it, and it's not horrible, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to wear them to work.
Right.
Whereas this True Linkswear TLO1, they have this bottom. This is not the TLO1. The one I'm talking about is the TLO1.
Yeah. Okay. Has
this sole, no traction shoes, whatever. So I wear them as my regular shoes. I don't even wear them for golf that often. Every now and then I do, or I just sure, I'll come meet you at the range, whatever, and I just don't
Yeah.
shoot my shoes, and they're fine. They
Yeah.
grip the ground great, good foundation. I love them. So that's what these have going for them. Same thing, but this this top part, I don't know how well I can tell, is a like polyester kind of thing, and it's a knit,
Okay.
but it's all made from post-consumer recycled plastics.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like it.
And
Okay.
their whole point is to create a more sustainable shoe for, and they don't want to waste materials. I think if you ask them, they've never said this to me and I haven't read anything, they'd be like, we have a long ways to go. We want to be like 100% sustainable products,
Sure.
but that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
So the shoe itself is, I read up on some tech details to talk about this. 7.4 ounces. This thing feels like a feather in your hand. And dude, it is now. I won't wear it in the winter here because it's a knit.
Yeah.
It will get cold.
It's supposed to breathe, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't speak to waterproofness, but they don't say anything about it being waterproof. It is quick dry because it's polyester.
Yeah.
But dude, it is so comfortable.
Really?
I can't wait for the weather to not be trash and just be like, yeah, these are the shoes I wear every day.
They
And
look
that brand,
fantastic too.
I posted a while ago. Honestly, I thought of you, and when I saw them, I'm like, oh yeah, that's this guy's like
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest
Yep.
vibe. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
and yeah, they're sick. But I feel like I'm gonna wear them all the time and just absolutely annihilate them. And they're only like $100, where it's all these shoes nowadays, even stuff like this. You're looking at like 150 minimum. I just think that was one of the things that said they wanted to make them obtainable and control it at that price.
Yeah.
If anything, to sort of set the bar, and this is how the world should be doing things and expecting things in the golf industry instead of big bulk production, wasteful, etc.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And they don't do a shoebox. They come in this reusable like canvasy bag.
Oh yeah.
You use your shoe bag.
It's a good bag for Chicagoans because we have to pay for plastic bags in Chicago.
Oh, I forgot. See, here in the suburbs, we still don't.
You guys don't care about the environment.
No.
You guys
I get golf shoes like this to convince people I do, and I put stuff in a blue recycling can at the end of my driveway, but
right.
Let's be honest, that's not getting recycled.
Yeah, so I bought one pair of True Link shoes once, but it wasn't for me. I actually gave a pair away. I really love that company. It's a super cool company. They did like a very specific shoe last year, and again, I feel like two people come up on this show, Josh and Adam Unfiltered, and so
dude, we need more friends. Like, let's be honest, we need more friends.
So I collaborated with him last year to do a giveaway on a pair of True Link shoes. That was it was a charity shoe. So yeah, they're doing cool stuff.
Well, can we get the name right? It's True Links Wear. Thank you.
True Links Wear. Sorry.
What shoe was it? Was it that MS Society shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that True Knit. That was a good looking shoe.
It was a good looking shoe.
Man, we posted the press release for that on our site. It was easily and still is the highest day and second highest day of traffic we ever had, which I'm sure we weren't the only one who posted. I don't know what set us apart, but man, people were super. I mean, obviously for a good cause, and I think that was a huge part of it. But there was a lot of buzz around that shoe.
Yeah, it looked awesome. That orange was fantastic.
Oh, it's like orangish. I almost thought it was like kind of like gold. Who cares? People are sitting there listening like, who cares? Yeah, it's good shoe though. People should, and I think you can still get them. People should go buy them.
You should go buy them.
It helped donate some money to the National MS Society.
Right.
But you're right. So I will be honest with you, and I say this in I finished a lot of the review, not all of it, because I need some more time with them. I finished writing some pieces to this review today, and I've known about True Links Wear since the beginning, but I would tell you I've only drank the Kool-Aid in the last couple years. And sure enough, I mean, I'm like all in on them. I love them.
Yeah.
They really did do they shut the company down and sort of retool how they're doing everything, and whether it's where they're located, their designs, everything. And
Yeah.
I put a post together in January, but that's like
Was
early.
was that the origin story?
Yeah, and like
Was that
nobody,
yeah, that was really good. That was
nobody
actually
read the thing, and I'm
legitimately
like,
good.
this is what I blows my mind. I'm like, this is what I crave on the internet. So
Yeah.
maybe talking about here and you so nicely saying it was really good. Maybe I'll repost it and get people, like, bump it up and get people to read again, because the whole story is fascinating, and just the more you get to know them, the brand, I mean, they're like, I don't know how else to put it. The brand is so lovable, and the shoes are great. The shoes are legitimately great.
Right.
And I will tell you, I've seen on the forums people like, oh, they aren't waterproof, right? They fell apart, whatever. In every single instance, their customer service is good, and like, we'll do whatever we need to do to make it up to you and take care of you. And I guarantee you they have a higher percentage than most people, and customers walking away happy.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I like that column, or whatever. What would you call it? Article, column, whatever, essay. I don't know. It was different. It wasn't a review. I think you would, not to say that reviews are, I don't want to say cheapen it by calling it a review, but it was much more of like the backstory and why that company exists the way it does.
I just say call anything that isn't a review a post.
Okay.
Just a post.
It was a post.
It's so 2020 internet, articles that you're like,
I know.
Even it'll be like, oh, I saw a post on ChicagoTribune.com, and it's like, no, it's literally in the print, but this is online version. Like, it's a post.
Right.
Reading the paper, like reading the physical paper, I'm like, oh, did you see that post in the sports section? Like,
did you see the post in the New York Times? Right.
Right. But yeah, I like that one. So if people want to check it out, I think it's like True Linkswear 2.0, the revival, something like that. Yeah. You'll find it on the site.
That's a good one.
Anyways. Yeah, I love them. They're doing great stuff. All right. I don't really have anything else I wanted to cover today. You got anything you want to get off your chest?
No, I'm exhausted from this conversation. This has been our longest show by far.
Might have to cut out 60% of it.
I mean, I went through I drank this during the show. I drank this entire bottle of alcohol.
I encourage that, but
it's an Imperial Stout. It was very good. It was a gift from, guess who it was a gift from? Guess who this was a gift from.
It wasn't me, and it probably wasn't Adam Unfiltered, because it's not Pollyanna. Was it? I bet it was Josh.
It was JRiv, of course.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, JRiv, we love you. Go put some weight on and stop making us feel bad about ourselves. But until then, Bill Bush, DriveRangeHeroes.com. This is my good friend Chris McEwen of ChrisMcEwen.com. At Chris McEwen on the social medias, except Facebook, where he's Chris McEwen Golf.
Very good.
Go find him there. All right, Chris. Talk to you next week.
All right, sir.
Bye.